Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Happy Friday. You have survived another week. You are here. Today, we're going to do a couple of readings with the tarot. I am going to be looking at the presidential debates because, to be honest, I know there's supposed to be three, but I'm not feeling three. So let's see what the cards have to say. I'm also going to be looking at this promise that the president has that we're going to be getting a vaccine in just a few weeks, really, in November. I have never felt that. And so I'm really curious. Let's see what the cards have to say. And I'm also going to pull a few cards for Biden versus Trump. So I just thought that would clear up some of the questions that I see all of you asking me in the comments. And I want to say thank you to everyone who joined my membership program. That is amazing. I didn't expect that many people to join. So my goal is to not let you down. And I also wanted to give away a free scholarship for the tarot reading classes. So within my membership program, there is a tarot class that I set up. It's every week. And there's monthly meditation classes. I am going to be doing, I know I said just once a month for the meditation classes, but I'm going to end up doing two because one, like the first one is going to be on breathing and visualization. But the second one that I'm going to do is going to be getting you into the halls of the Akashic Records, like a nice guided meditation. If you're not familiar with the Akashic Records, that is where everything that ever was, is, and will be is stored. And once you get in there, you can get a lot of information. Um, for everyone in my book club that's reading The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, let's try to read 150 pages. The book isn't terribly long. It's just dense in thought, if that makes sense. And it will be the last Wednesday. We'll be live doing our chat with the book club. So, and I'll put the link if you want to join. I'll put the link and you can sign up for that. So if you want to get the scholarship for the tarot classes, just in the comments, just say that you want it, and I'll do a drawing just like I always do. But just like with all my other contests, you have to put that you want it in the comments of this video, not in an email, not at my website, not on Facebook. It has to be here. Okay. Talking about my website, I put up a new blog called How to Survive a Spiritual Awakening, because I know so many of you are starting to wake up and you're starting to question if you're crazy and you're looking for some support. So I thought that would be timely to put that up. I'm also on my website later today going to be putting up a short channeling that I did with Raha Shah, talking about how to raise your vibrations at this time. Because everyone's so full of like fear and anxiety, and that really does prevent you from raising your vibration so you can go from third density to fourth density. So that's going to be on my website later today. And for everyone that is a member here on YouTube, you will be getting a new meditation. It'll be the introduction to meditation video, and you will be getting the very first tarot class. And that's just here on YouTube. When you look under my videos, you'll find it. Okay. So without further ado, let's ask the tarot. Are there going to be three debates? Are there going to be three debates between Biden and Trump? Because I've never felt three. I would think if there was three, I'd be feeling more energy around these debates, and I'm just not feeling it. All right, Spirit, tell us what we need to know about these debates. Okay, so I've gotten something very similar to this message before. Trump wants to do three. He wants the three. His handlers don't. So it's going to be a little bit of a battle of who wins out. Because, Trump actually thinks that he can debate. Remember when he was walking around the stage stalking Hillary? I don't think he'll do that to Joe Biden. But yeah, I think he wants it. But I think, oh, interesting. So the card that just fell out the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is about being stuck, right? Not moving. There's no movement with this card at all. There's really not much energy surrounding this card. Okay, so, oh, that's so strange. Okay, wait, let me just draw one more. Interesting. Okay, so the card that represents the situation, this is also my card for the virus. So I'm wondering if, I mean, because we know that the numbers are going to pick up, right? As the fall goes on, the numbers are going to pick up. And I think that's going to affect the debates, whether it's realistic or not, because they could always do it virtually, right? They could do it virtually. And the obstacle, the card of drastic change. Look at that horse just rearing up. This is the card of drastic change. So something is changing. All right, and then let's look at the outcome. I'm going to pull a few cards for this one. Why do I always get all these cards about money? You know, I try to do a reading on something involving the president and I get money, money, money. Um, Queen of Pentacles, uh, worrying about money, bizarre. So I'm thinking that the handlers are saying, you know, look, Mr. President, we want people to contribute to your campaign, and your first debate didn't help that. It made it worse. That's what I'm feeling. Financial new beginning. I think this is going to make people come out in droves and give money to Biden's campaign. I think the first one is just going to be so bizarre and disastrous that it's going to actually sort of like flip a switch. And then we get the Ace of Cups. Aces are about new beginnings. Um, and the cups, you know, if you see all this water, water is about emotions. And so an emotional new beginning where I think the tide really does start to turn towards Biden. Let me pull another card for that. Um, I mean, even though we do know that Biden is ahead in the polls and he by far outraised Trump in the last month, but I think this is going to make people give even more to Biden. And I think the handlers, we'll call them, are going to say, oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. We need to stop this. Oh, and nobody's going to agree. Bickering, fighting, it's not productive. Um, Interesting. And then we get the card of poverty, the card of losing money. So I think, yep, there's going to be one, and it's going to have a negative impact on his campaign contributions. Okay, so let's take a look at this vaccine. It really, you know, as somebody who's been in healthcare for a very long time, this really does concern me because I can tell you when you work in healthcare, there is an enormous amount of pressure that gets put on you to get the flu vaccine every year. And I always just did it because I would feel terrible if because I worked with a very vulnerable population. Um, you know, I would feel terrible if one of my patients got it. So they make it sound like you have the right to say no to the vaccine, but you really kind of don't. You know, it's this funny gray line when you work in healthcare. And so if something does come out in November, I just envision them forcing the nurses and doctors and CNAs and, you know, anybody that works in healthcare to do this. That concerns me, but I've never felt like it was coming out in the fall. Never. I would say not in 2020. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Yeah, my spirit guide's saying no, no, it's not happening. He's saying, don't worry, it's not happening. It's not happening. Okay, so Trump is doing this as like a ploy right before the election. Like, oh, look, I have the vaccine. We're going to be like the first country to have a vaccine. Look at what a good job I'm doing. And so it's going to be more of a campaign strategy, but it's not real. I'm hearing it's not real. It's not real. I'm hearing the word deception. Interesting. So here he is making a deal, right? We get this card a lot with him. Just sort of wheeling and dealing. His obstacle, it's not going to work. Trump is going to end up brokenhearted because his ploy isn't working. Interesting for the outcome here. Justice. Justice. So this implies, what is the next? Oh, wow. Okay. So justice, which makes me think, okay, the legal system is going to have to get involved, which is really insane when you think of that. It's not happening. Backs a turn, leaving for smoother waters. Why? Because the sun comes out, we find out the truth. This is the card of enlightenment. So it's not going to happen. It is just a ploy. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do a reading on Trump versus Biden. I'm going to pick 3 cards for each, Trump first, then Biden, see what we come up with. Um, I think there's a little bit of confusion with my last video where I said I've always seen Biden winning the popular vote. That hasn't changed, and I don't know if you have to be psychic to predict that. But what I was saying was it's going to be dicey in between to get him to actually win the vote. Do I see him winning? Yes, absolutely. But I do see a recount. Okay. And so I do see, really like from November to January, our resolve is really just going to be tested. It's going to be, a very challenging and difficult time, okay, for sure. And so, I just want to tell people, stay fast. It's okay. Things are going to work out. There is a divine order to things. I know we're in for some chaos. I do think that there's going to be not just protests, but riots. I have seen like our military being deployed, but, just keep yourself calm and focused and centered. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that you can really manage and affect is yourself. And so, you know, he's not going to lose like a normal person, right? This wasn't a normal presidency. This isn't a normal campaign season. There's nothing normal about it, and that's not going to change. Okay, here we go. Okay, so for Trump, he gets the hanged man. Stuck, not moving forward. Um, there's no movement to that card, correct? Followed by the death card. So something is ending. So he's stuck. His presidency is ending. Okay, there's not much he can do. And here he is with his back turned, leaving for smoother waters. Okay, Biden. This is my card for a legal battle. Okay, recount. Justice. Okay, so that just adds to the fact, yes, now I'm really starting to think, okay, November to January, it's going to be a little crazy. All right, because if now we're talking about the legal system. And here comes the new leader riding in. Okay, so just know though, okay, so we have to go through the legal system and, I mean, all of this before we get to Trump leaving, Biden winning. Okay. So it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be hectic. So just keep your vibrations high and keep your focus on what you want, right? Because the universe always delivers. If you put out what you don't want, it'll just agree with you and give you more of it. So imagine that future where Biden is president. Put that good energy out there. You have nothing to lose. Why not? Right? So I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and I will see you all in a couple of days. Bye, everyone.